Hi everyone, it's Charlie here again from Sotheby's Watches in Geneva. Today I want to introduce you to our newest weekly sale being hosted out of Hong Kong, which is all about F.P Journe, Piaget and the Atmos Clock. Now this sale is a bit of an eclectic mix, but it's 31 lots that really serve to highlight all of the best things that have come out of each category. The best thing to do I think is to dive straight in, so let's take a look. So first off, I have to speak about lot 83 and 84, both of which are F.P Journes from the early 2000s. Now, the reason I want to talk about these watches together is because they both feature rhodium-plated brass movements. And the reason these watches are so collectible today is because they were only made for 3 years between 2001 and 2004, and in as few as 2,000 examples across all of the models that were produced in that period. After 2004, and up until the present day, the watches' movements were then made out of gold. Lot 83 is a Resonance from 2002 and is one of my all-time favourite watches, period. Now the Resonance is so called after a phenomenon that was discovered in the mid-17th century by Dutch physicist Christian Huygens. Realised that two clocks, when placed sufficiently close to one another, their pendulums would synchronise. Now this was further explored by Breguet, who realised that the same thing was observable when two escapements were in the same watch case. And it's always been a complication that has fascinated collectors. And an amazing example of a Resonance watch was sold last year for $250,000 and was made by Albert Piguet. Lot 84, though it's aesthetically quite similar, is a very different animal. This is the Remontoir d'Égalité with tourbillon, and I think it's probably F.P Journe's, or one of F.P Journe's most visibly technically impressive watches. This example is from 2001, and through the dial you can see the openwork 1-minute tourbillon, which also acts as a seconds counter. Beneath that, through a smaller aperture, you can see the remontoir. Now the remontoir is a way of delivering a constant form of power to the escapement, and it greatly improves the accuracy of the timekeeping. Now both lots 83 and 84 come with a pink gold dial, are housed in solid platinum, and above all they're at a very wearable 38mm across. Both are in superb condition with all of their accessories, and when you consider that this is a piece of F.P Journe's history, this is a piece of horological history, it's not an opportunity to miss. Next, I want to look at lots 98 and lot 113, and I want to talk about them together again because they're very similar in a number of ways. They're both yellow gold bracelet watches, this time by Piaget, and for me they typify the 70s as a decade. What sets these ones apart, and it's an attribute that Piaget became incredibly well known for, is that they both use hard stone dials. So lot 98 has an incredible lapis lazuli dial with this beautiful twisted yellow gold case and matching integrated bracelet. Its width is 32mm, so the watch probably wears a little bit more like a cuff. It's very structured. It is a statement piece, but it remains incredibly chic. Lot 113 is very similar, although slightly smaller in width, and instead of the lapis lazuli dial, you have a tiger's eye dial, and instead of individual interlinking gold rings to comprise the bracelet, Piaget have used individual panels of tiger's eye, which almost mirror the dial. Overall, the aesthetic of these watches is primary to their telling the time, so in so many ways, these are pieces of jewellery as much as they are watches. They are both statement pieces, but incredibly wearable. And personally, I'd like to see somebody wearing them both at the same time on the same wrist in this kind of 70s dual time stack. Now finally, at lot 89, we have an Atmos Clock by J.L. Rutter. Everybody knows the Atmos Clock, and they very quickly associate it with Jaeger. However, the story of the Atmos starts a little bit before that. J.L. Rutter created or designed the first of what we would now call an Atmos Clock in 1928, the first commercial production starting in 1929, and for a little bit of context, it would be another 5 or 6 years before Jaeger became involved at all. So made circa 1930, this is a very early example of Rutter's design, and it's quintessentially Art Deco. The case is formed of these alternating black and grey sharp steps of marble. The dial stands out by these greatly exaggerated Roman numerals, and these incredible stylized hands as well. At the end of the day, at a starting price of 30,000 Hong Kong dollars, what you're getting here isn't just a wonderful piece of design, but also a wonderful piece of history. So that's all we have time for this week. The sale is online now, so go on the website and take a look. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope everybody's staying safe. If anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out to me or anyone of the worldwide team, and I'll see you in the next one.